all of this. And that's why the president's approval ratings keep going up and up and up and up every day. You know, look at it yesterday, for example. Finally, Rod Rosenstein, I guess, who met with the president at the White House over, quote, routine matters. I would assume the president is going to race back to his computer and take notes, the way Comey did, only for Trump, not for anybody else. Anyway, so, you know, look at what it took to get Devin Nunes and Trey Gowdy to get to see the two-page document that apparently led to the original decision to look into Trump-Russia collusion. I mean, it always has to get pushed to a crisis point. Now we have Bob Goodlatte, House Judiciary. They want 1.2 million documents. They're not being turned over. Tom Fitton at Judicial Watch is told, oh, it's going to take 3 years to get the struck page emails finally through the Freedom of Information Act. And what you have is Rod Rosenstein complying, only with the demand on the 2 pages, only after it's brought to a crisis point. Nunes demanded that the document be unredacted. What Rosenstein ended up turning over was minimally redacted for national security reasons. But they don't want to give over any of this information. And then we all sit back and we're wondering, okay, we know Hillary committed felonies. We know the fix was in that they rigged the investigation into Hillary's email server. We've had over a year now the Inspector General doing whatever he's supposed to be doing. We keep getting that pushback. Do we have any update when we might finally get the Inspector General's report? No. Nobody knows. That goes on. Now we have the Inspector General immediately thereafter. Well, then he's going to begin the process of now looking into FISA abuses. And yet every single day you got Mueller and this corrupt team with him, Andrew Weissman, and all of these Obama-Clinton donors he put together. You don't want fairness if you appoint Andrew Weissman. You want the most ruthless people if you hire Andrew Weissman. And then, by the way, and that also, too, I guess this guy on CNN is all angry that I have dared to question the integrity and the narrative about Rob Mueller. I'm like, well, look what he did in the anthrax case. Look what he did in the Whitey Bulger case. That was another thing. Whitey Bulger's picture was on the Mueller crime family thing that we put together last night in response to the Comey standard. Oh, what? He's comparing him to Whitey Bulger. They're so stupid in the media. They don't even know about Robert Mueller and the Whitey Bulger case. It takes my breath away. It shouldn't, but it does.
WWVA News Time, 3:30. More local coverage starts right now. Good afternoon, I'm Matt Reese. The city of Wheeling is paying more than $90,000 to fix a major road slip on Warwood Terrace. Recent flooding is to blame for the slip, which took out nearly half the road for a 100-foot stretch. A 23-year-old man from West Virginia has been identified as one of the victims in a helicopter crash in northeast Pennsylvania. Investigators say Shane Filkins of Point Pleasant and a man from South Carolina were killed on Sunday. They were contracted by First Energy and were using the helicopter to install a new transmission line in rugged terrain. West Virginia is being marketed as almost heaven by the state tourism office. A new campaign launched yesterday that's inspired by the John Denver song Take Me Home Country Roads. The song is about West Virginia's scenic beauty and warm hospitality. It has served as the official state anthem since the singer first dubbed West Virginia as almost heaven back in 1971. I'm Matt Reese. Your next update is coming up at the top of the hour on WWVA.
Patrick Morrisey, Republican for U.S. Senate.
As your Attorney General, I fought and delivered real conservative results for West Virginia, the Constitution, and you.
Most politicians talk about how they fight. Patrick Morrisey is more than talk.
Well, my record is a little different, as you know. I'm one who likes to take on the forces of the status quo and win.
Patrick Morrisey wins for West Virginia.
We took on the powerful Obama EPA, and we won.
Patrick Morrisey is winning the fight for jobs and the time-tested values that lead to prosperity.
We need to return to ourselves and our core conservative values that made our country great.
America's Federal Committee. AmericasPac527.com.
Why wait hours in another emergency room when you can see a board-certified emergency medicine physician in 15 minutes or less? At MSTAR at Ohio Valley Medical Center. We know your time is valuable, and our highly trained physicians, nurses, and staff at MSTAR can put you on the road to recovery sooner than later. Whether it's an accident that brings you through our doors or the aches and pains of the cold and flu season, we will have you from the waiting room to the exam room in 15 minutes or less. All you need to remember is, take me to MSTAR.
It's a used car blowout at the Straub Automotive family of dealerships. And for 7 big days, we're clearing the lots of high-quality local trade-ins. Every pre-owned car, truck, van, and SUV will be smashed for immediate sale. Payments start at just $129 a month with financing as low as 1.9%. Plus, we're going way out of the book on trades. And credit problems are never a problem. We have the experts to help. It's a 7-day pre-owned blowout. Only at Straub Automotive at the Highlands. Straub Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Glendale. And Elm Grove Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Wheeling. Drive smart. Drive Straub.
Hey guys, pardon the advertising interruption to your radio program. Do yourself a favor and please listen carefully. If you have tried or wanted to try Viagra or other male prescriptions in the last few years, you need to hear about Noxitril, the super pill that will transform your sex life forever. You see, Noxitril has been formulated and developed in U.S. FDA labs, and it's the real deal. Noxitril works, period. Strong, explosive results that increase blood flow fast. And best of all, there are no side effects like prescription meds. After years of research, the developers of Noxitril got it right. This remarkable pill is off the charts. Right now, free bottle offer. So what are you waiting for? Noxitril. It's that good.
Call now and find out how to get a free bottle of Noxitril while supplies last. Call 1-800-450-1381. That's 800-450-1381. Free bottles for a limited time, so call now. 800-450-1381. 800-450-1381.
The forecast is next for the XTO Energy Weather Studio. XTO Energy neighbors, partners, stewards. News Radio 1170 WWVA. Severe Weather Team 9 forecast.
Windy and warmer this afternoon with a mix of sun and clouds. High temperature in the lower 70s. Southwest breezes 15 to 25 with some gusts approaching 45 miles per hour. Partly to mostly cloudy tonight, remaining breezy, low of 54. Friday, a mix of sun and clouds, breezy and warm, high 78. I'm Severe Weather Team 9 meteorologist Jeff Exelon.
This report is
Yeah, that
brought
guy
to you
never
by
gets the
Indeed.com.
weather right here.
Indeed, used by over 3 million businesses for hiring, where business owners and HR professionals can post job openings with screener questions, then sort, review, and communicate with candidates from an online dashboard. Learn more at Indeed.com/hire.
News Radio 1170 WWVA. With the Hannity faithful. Join the message board at Hannity.com.
All right, 25 till the top of the hour. All right, I got to send this out. Dot. Okay. I'm sorry. What?
Riveting.
It's riveting radio, exactly. Well, I'm trying to do things that are good for the show and trying to get things in order so we can have a perfect show today. That's what I'm trying to do. But Ethan keeps screwing up my call screener here, and it just isn't reading.
Yeah, that's the problem, Ethan. There you go.
I think you need to come in.
Just throw me under the bus, thanks.
All right, it's a mess right now, so if you need to come in, because it just went down again. So now Linda has to come in and do your job again, because you didn't fix it the last time. But you're just lucky because I saw that you didn't fix it right, because otherwise she would have said, no, that's my fault, which would have been a total lie to the audience, because
Sometimes servers go down. I walked out of the room and it went down again.
I know. So Rosenstein turns over minimally redacted memos, but he doesn't release anything. You know, now I know, when is the Attorney General going to step in and say, release the information as it relates to FISA abuses, release the information as it relates to the investigation in the Clinton email server, release the information that we've got on Bruce and Nellie Orr, on Rod Rosenstein's conflicts, release what we know about Mueller and FISA abuse and everything in between.
Believe it or not,
And what most people
that
are
guy
now
on
recognizing...
the motorcycle.
Are you going to stand here the whole show? It's fine.
Oh,
So annoying when you're standing over my shoulder.
He's a cop
Hey, are you done?
of this
All
little
right,
town
that's-
here.
At least it's
Called
fixed.
Empire.
At least it's fixed. Thank you. The media can't seem to make up their mind about what Robert Mueller was looking for when he ordered the raid of Michael Cohen's office and apartment the other day in his hotel room. First, remember, it was supposed to be about the payoff that was made to Stormy Daniels in that particular case. Then it was, the National Enquirer paid Karen McDougal, I guess what they buy and kill, whatever they call that whole strategy that's used. In other words, they paid for the story. By the way, I thought contract law was legal in America. In other words, let's say I want to make a deal with somebody. Okay, here's X dollars. You give me this in exchange, or you don't say this in exchange, or you say this in exchange. You can't lie if it's before a court. Well, let's assuming that it's just you decide to pay somebody to keep embarrassing information you don't want out in the public, out of the public, and you're paying for it. Okay, how is that illegal? Can somebody explain that to me? Nobody's forcing anybody to take the money. Nobody's forcing anybody to sign the contract. Nobody's made an allegation that you're being forced to do it. But in exchange for your silence, you get X number of dollars. That's called a contract. I thought we had contract law in America. I know the great one, Mark Levin, had this guy on who was the former FEC chairman. He says this is not an in-kind donation issue as it relates to Michael Cohen. And he's exactly right. It's not an in-kind donation issue at all. But if you see, now, if you go from Stormy, and then you go to Karen McDougal, and then you go to the Access Hollywood tape, is there nothing that they're not going to follow here? And if somebody can somehow tie this back into Russia for me, I'd really appreciate it, because there doesn't seem to be any Russia connection here. Here's the story about Mark Levin and the interview that he did. He interviewed the former FEC chairman, who explained why a hush money payment to Stormy Daniels can't be considered an in-kind contribution to the Trump campaign and thus violating campaign finance laws. And the professor's name is Bradley Smith. He used to be the head of the FEC. He said when the FEC wrote the regulation that says what constitutes campaign expenditures and what constitutes personal use, it rejected specifically the idea that a campaign expenditure was anything related to a campaign, and instead it says it has to be something that exists only because of the campaign and solely for that reason. Well, it can't be solely for that reason when this is the personal attorney who represents the business interests of a then candidate, Donald Trump. Because I'm sure for those purposes, too, probably the deal would have been made on that point. It seems to me that one thing, my friend David Schoen pointed this out in an email to me today, that maybe the president can think about is, when people enter into these confidential agreements, these settlement agreements, here's another thing. You keep hearing about all these settlements that are made, all these, quote, non-disclosure agreements that are made, and then everybody wants more money later. Well, at that point, aren't they violating the terms of the deal? Shouldn't they have to give the money back at least? Listen, these are simple questions, or is that just totally and completely and utterly meaningless? Anyway, if it, conventional wisdom is that, the government is trying to make here that payments and non-disclosure demands in connection with the payments are in-kind donations. I think the line of defense was laid out pretty good by this attorney that Mark interviewed last night. And maybe it's not ideal if it means revealing, whatever information you want to reveal here. But the question, though, is whether Mr. Cohen, did he do it to help the Trump organization? How would you even know? Or what if he did it? My impression of this is simple. My impression of it is, because I knew the relationship with Michael Cohen, who was on this program. He was never part of the campaign, never part of the transition, never part of the president's cabinet, or never part of the presidential anything to do with Donald Trump once he got in office. But I do know that Michael was extraordinarily loyal to the president, to Donald Trump, the person. And what I guess is over the years, 15 years, that probably there's been a whole lot of, quote, sticky situations that arise for people in business. And my guess is that Michael's job, I know the media like to refer to him as a fixer. My guess is, and I believe this with all my heart, he probably jumped on the grenade because he saw a problem. that needed to be fixed for his boss in the context that this is my client, I'll make this go away for him.
Oh, boy.
And that makes perfect sense. Now, you might say, $130 grand and you don't ask your boss if you can spend that money? Well, he says he spent his own money. Because it was in the middle of the campaign. He just said, forget it, I'll just take care of it, and formed an LLC. I don't know what the whole financial arrangement thing is of it. But it is a pretty amazing time that we're living in as it relates to all of this. I will tell you that. And I really just can't believe this is now where the country is. This is where our focus is at this particular time. You know, all these stories now, the media is now back in love with James Comey. By the way, Joy Behar comparing Trump to Kim Jong-un. I mean, this is where we've now sunk to in the country.
You know what's funny is I kind of remember the good old days when he was friends with dictators, because now that he's threatening them, I don't know which one's scarier.
Oh, good point. Good point.
Yeah. You're scarier.
Where we have to rely
Your
on
dad's
the
John
sanity of
McCain.
Kim Jong-un and Putin over the president of the United States.
McCain.
That's where we're at. We're hoping because
Insane
one of the
McCain.
Russian prime minister, one of the guys over there said, we do not.
One of the guys over there.
Do you think Kim Jong-un is less moral than Trump?
Do you? Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, we're aiding and abetting of Assad right now.
On what topic?
Chemical gassing of children. Last time I checked, America isn't doing that to anyone.
If you were
All right, the show is unwatchable and unlistenable, and Meghan McCain made a great point. She deserved the applause that she got there. And what was up with Whoopi Goldberg suggesting about riots? Listen to this.
Pontificating about something that hasn't happened. It's going on a lot of unnamed sources. So I don't think that we should get too far ahead of our skis. I do think everything you're saying about what would happen if he does fire Mueller, I've said, Lindsey Graham has said it's political suicide. I 100% think there would be, I think there would actually be rioting in Washington, D.C. I think it would be at levels we haven't seen.
I have to say.
Play that again, because I didn't fully hear it. Play it again. The end.
Pontificating about something that hasn't happened. It's going on a lot of unnamed sources. So I don't think that we should get too far ahead of our skis. I do think everything you're saying about what would happen if he does fire Mueller, I've said, Lindsey Graham has said it's political suicide. I 100% think there would be, I think there would actually be rioting in Washington, D.C. I think it would be at levels we haven't seen.
I have to say.
There you hear it at the end. That would be fun to watch, rioting. I'm like, wow. I guess you could say anything.
Go ahead. Let her
side
incite
of
that.
the political spectrum.
Go to
Pretty
jail.
much, it's free reign to just say anything that you want here.
She can do.
That's pretty outrageous.
Let him go ahead and riot.
Steve Bannon has a plan to derail the Mueller witch hunt. Apparently,
this shit
he
already.
wants to put out a battle plan.
Get it
Washington
done and
Post
over
reporting
with.
that his proposal is that to protect the president, as this now goes further and further into the weeds, the multi-pronged approach would be to fire Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein. Well, I think actually Congress should do that. And Joe DeGeneres said as much last night. I think that's Congress's role. For being conflicted, number one, instructing the White House to stop cooperating. Well, yeah, that's obvious. We're not going to cooperate with the special counsel anymore, Robert Mueller. Look at the duplicitous way he was negotiating with the president's legal team. Nobody's noticed, by the way, that Russia totally blinked on this whole Syria thing. Just like the Chinese blinked. Just like apparently Kim Jong-un blinked. Well, the president will never get credit for any of the good things that he's doing. All right, let's go to our phones. Bill is in Houston, Texas. Bill, how are you? You're on the Sean Hannity Show. What's going on, sir?
Doing great, Sean. It's good to hear you.
Yes, sir. Welcome aboard.
I'm calling about the warrant that was obtained to search the offices and home of our president's private attorney. All the pundits are talking about how the standard for such a warrant is so very high, and yet wasn't the standard very high to obtain a FISA warrant? And yet that stuff was trash.
Oh, yeah. Brings up a good point, doesn't it?
What kind of evidence did they really have?
We know what the evidence was. We remember that
who was the judge that granted it?
We know the answers to these questions in this sense. We know that the bulk of information, remember the FISA warrant, the original warrant that they tried back in July, it didn't pass muster. They were denied, which rarely happens, to be honest. That's kind of rare. And then the bulk of the application, as it relates to Carter Page from Campaign Associate, became the dossier. The unverified, uncorroborated, frankly, lying dossier that Hillary paid for. And to quote Andrew McCabe, if there's no dossier, there wouldn't have even been another FISA application. So that's where it came from. It just built on lies. All right, Bill, thank you. Mark, Pittsburgh, how are you? What's going on, Mark?
Now, as I was told to be, Hillary ran money for the dossier through a legal firm, ostensibly to gain client-attorney privilege.
Yep.
Correct?
Hillary, you mean Perkins Coie?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
She ran the money through Perkins Coie.
Well, they also did it for another reason, because they wanted to have it down as a legal expense.
Yeah.
Not a
tax
dig
write-off.
up dirt expense.
But it's also attorney-client privilege.
Yeah, probably that would be true. You're right. I haven't even thought about that. That's a good point.
And so you have the same thing with Trump, correct? Yet they raid his attorney's office.
Listen, I'll believe that there's equal justice under the law when they finally raid Hillary's attorney's home and office and hotel room. I'll believe it then.
I'm 60 years old. That'll never happen in my lifetime.
No, it was not. And my point, remember, I've been now saying for over a year, this is about the Constitution, the rule of law, equal application of the laws, equal justice under the law. And you have felonies we know committed, and we don't hear anything about it but for shows like this. It's really sad. And it's all part of a concerted effort. The media hates Trump. The five
Well, you got
forces
Alex
always talk about the
Jones,
deep state,
you
the
got
media,
Savage,
Democrats, weak Republicans, never Trumpers. There's
got
nothing that this president
Rush.
does will be good enough for them, and they just want him out of office to say that they were right. Tom in Milwaukee, we'll give you the last minute of this hour. How are you, sir?
Hi, fine, thank you. Greg Jarrett posed a question on the Sean Hannity show several shows ago. He said, well, I'm so flustered with this that Jeff Sessions is just sitting like a bump on the log. I have to ask the question, is he in on it? He starts his attorney general appointment with deceit. He knew he was going to recuse himself from the Russia probe, and he went ahead and did it anyway for selfish reasons. The result of that is to leave the president twisting in the wind with a Russian probe that gives Rosenstein no boundaries at all to instruct Mueller on. In November, with the Judiciary
I think
Committee,
he's gathering
very
evidence.
disrespectful
That's what I
to Jim
think.
Jordan. Yep. And he's staunchly
Let him
defends
go ahead
Rosenstein. He blocks the second special counsel, which has
do their crimes and do their deeds.
Yeah, you're right.
multiple indications for crime. There's no document release, and he just sits there and does absolutely nothing. So, and if you fire Rosenstein, the shocker of the lifetime. First of all, he can't be fired by the Congress because the Senate. You got 2 no votes with the 2 swamp snapping turtle senators from Arizona that are never going to vote for that because they hate Trump so much. The shocker of your lifetime is going to be if you fire Rosenstein. Sessions is still going to do nothing.
Sessions needs to walk into Rod Rosenstein's office and start demanding answers immediately. And Rosenstein should have been recused a long time ago. Anyway, good point. Appreciate it. 800-941-SEAN. We got a lot coming up in the course of the program. Rand Paul at the top of the hour. He's outraged about this. Later on, Herschel Walker will join us. What a great guy. You're going to meet Major Dan Rooney. He's with Folds of Honor, fighter pilot, PGA professional, all in one. And we're going to have a Hannity shootout with our friend Sally Cohn, who's written a new book. Listen, I want to remind you, we all have important papers. We all have valuables, and many of us have firearms, and you need to protect them, and you need to keep them safe. There's only one safe that I own, and it's called a Liberty Safe. And I bought my own Liberty safes long before they were ever an advertiser on this program, because after my research, they are the best built safe on the planet, the best deals on the planet. Right now with Liberty Safe, you get 12 months interest free, 0 down, 0 APR, and they have safes now as low as $20 a month. That's it. Liberty Safe is the best in price, features, amazing lifetime warranty. They offer in-home delivery that makes it simple and easy. I advise you to buy bigger because you run out of space quick. And anyway, the bottom line is you can't get a better deal. 12 months interest-free, payments as low as $20 a month. All you have to do is go to libertysafe.com today to get this great deal. Remember, your valuables, your important papers, if you have firearms, protect them with Liberty Safe. libertysafe.com.
Sean Hannity.
News Radio 1170 WWVA.
to recruit the best talent for your business, so you understand how important benefits are. Today's candidates are looking for more than just insurance and retirement accounts. They want benefits they can use every day and perks that help them achieve that all-important work-life balance. With Veridesk standing desk solutions, you can create the healthy office culture they're looking for, where employees can move more throughout the day, so they're healthier and more productive. The new Veridesk ProDesk 60 Electric is the perfect way to create your active workspace. It's a commercial-grade electric standing desk that lets you sit or stand
what you guys do today at school.
And it assembles in under 5 minutes with no need for professional installers or labor costs. The ProDesk 60 Electric ships for free. And thanks to our 30-day guarantee, if you don't love it, we'll
learned about Darwin.
To learn how you can try the ProDesk 60 Electric
natural selection.
Visit Veridesk.com.
Yeah. You know that's still a theory, right?
I know. It says it in the vocabulary. That
it does.
Only a theory.
It's only a theory. That's right.
I even underlined it.
Yeah. Still. The scientists want to claim it's gospel. They're crazy.
Just over $57 a barrel. Delta says it's raised ticket prices to make up for rising fuel costs and that it can fares this spring. That has Delta and other airlines Delta up more than 3%. Banana Republic is getting out of the wedding business. Owner The Gap says it'll wind down sales of wedding-to-weight bridesmaid dresses over the next few months. Adrian Mitchell, Bloomberg Radio. Of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. I was only 34 years old and the mother of 3 when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I was forced to make a decision about my health with few options. After my treatment,
all these hills, man,
to provide help and inspire hope to those affected by breast cancer through early detection, education, and support services. I was fortunate to have resources and support through my journey, but so many facing breast cancer have to overcome the burdens of cost and fear alone. No one should face breast cancer alone. Today, NBCF has provided over 1 million early detection and patient navigation services so that women in need have access to these potentially life-saving resources. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org.
So is that all you learned today?
Nestled quietly in the hills.
Anything else?
Beautiful view from their dining areas.
Elijah.
Mouth-watering menu of foods.
Huh?
Looking for a place to host your special
What'd you learn?
Belmont Hills Country Club is the perfect place for wedding events.
What?
Not parties, birthdays, and anniversaries. And no memberships.
Did you hear a joke this morning?
For more information, visit Belmont Hills CC.
Dad, speaking of funny jokes, want to hear a funny one?
Well, you gotta speak up.
How many dead babies does it take to paint a wall?
Better not take any.
Depends on how hard you throw.
You better stop it. It's not a very good joke.
Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and
where'd they pick up Eric?
I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete
illegal abuse of power. That's coming up. Busy day. Herschel Walker also checks in straight ahead.
Just waiting.
Ready for a new tractor? At LS Tractor, we'll be the first to tell you to shop and compare. That's right, shop our competition. We're that confident that the LS Tractor combination of more standard features, better performance, competitive price, and proven commitment to customer satisfaction deliver value that's unequaled by another tractor. Period. Want more tractor for your money? Look around. You'll see there's one that gives it to you. LS Tractor. Excel in your field. Learn more at lstractorusa.com.
Let's talk about Trenton. Not Trenton, New Jersey, but Trenton the truck driver. Actually, Trenton the former truck driver. I say former because in July, Trenton started class at My Computer Career. 4 months later, and Trenton has already started his IT career. How long will it take you? Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. You can start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 4
Literally
months. It's
too many commercials.
mycomputercareer.edu.
Don't you guys think? Just as bad as ads on YouTube.
For a cost-effective solution to get from WWVA on your smartphone. Fight to power. 70.com.
Every business needs great people, and a better way to find them. Something better than posting your job online and just praying for the right people to see it. ZipRecruiter revolutionized hiring. Their technology finds great candidates for you. No wonder 80% of employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. Goodbye post and pray. Hello ZipRecruiter. The smartest way to hire.
Try it for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/now. That's ZipRecruiter.com/now.
When reviewing your offers or production statements, do you wonder, is the offer a fair amount? Am I comfortable reading the production statement? Do I have peace of mind? If you answered no to these questions, you need Bordas Mineral Management. Our passion is helping mineral owners protect and expand their mineral wealth. Join us for a community meeting from 6 to 8 p.m. on Thursday, April 12th at John Marshall High School. Bordas Mineral Management. Be protected. Have peace of mind.
From the Bordas & Bordas Broadcast Studios, this is News Radio 1170 WWVA, Wheeling, and iHeart's Radio. More discussions on a possible serial.
Yep, that's it.